I'm shorter than the milkweed. Everybody knows milkweed's edible by now, right? I've told you enough times. Cooked. Make sure. We always say cooked. But the young shoots coming straight out of the ground, which if you keep picking them, will just keep coming back. The unopened buds and the seed pods, which I've honestly been pulling off because I end up with too many of them, and I'm gonna have a problem with too many. And they are a big favorite of the native pollinators. I have had a lot of problems with, and can you see it there? I've killed a lanternfly right there on the stem. So that's been kind of hard to keep up with. You can also see a June bug chillaxing on. This is a new addition from last year, a self-reseeding jewel weed, which the seed pods are edible on that, but just the seed pods. Almost everything except the old leathery leaves, you know, I mean, they'd be edible, but they wouldn't be any good. Definitely not the stem of a mature plant, but the young tender stalks, the flowers, in fact the whole top, like this whole top, if you cook that. I just cook it on the skillet, and it's this wide leaf variety that's edible. And we've got honeybees loving it too, see? So that's something. I've been noticing that the fruits, look at this, on these baby cakes, no, sorry, raspberry shortcake. Baby cakes is the blackberry variety that I might also get, of dwarf thornless raspberry that I got. Oh, the fruits are huge. And it's been a couple of dry days. I was away for a little bit, and but only for a couple days, really, I suppose. Yeah, so here's what the very young seed pods look like, and I could cook those, and they're quite delicious. And very low maintenance as far as like getting them to be edible. I'm noticing that the sea kale seeds are starting to be truly ready. The pepper, these are milkweed bugs. You always leave them alone, please. They're bright red. We'll see if we can get a better picture. My Baptisia, or false indigo, is still doing really well. This branch kind of broke, so that's why it's wilty there. My what is that, ricotta perennial pepper is doing pretty darn good too. I've had a bit of trouble with the quail while I was gone. It would seem that with the heat, they decided to end up digging underneath the tray for their, that they stand on for the water, so that it doesn't get all stinky. And a couple of them got stuck in there. So now I only have 5 quail. And that's very annoying. I don't like that. I've got suckering on the cherry tree. I don't know if it's the same variety when it suckers. I didn't recognize that and started pulling the leaves off, but then I started to realize I don't know as if it's the same variety. So, but I do have a small colony of branching out cherry fruit. Might start to get more blackberries in the next couple days. And it looks like the couple days I was gone, this dropped a lot of its fruit again. So there's that. I don't know if it was the heat wave or what, I'm hoping these will flower this year so I can figure out what the heck it is, but this one needs watered. It doesn't seem to be getting enough water. I hope it can get its roots the whole way through this tire setup so that it can be a little bit more stable. Or maybe it wants more shade than what's right there. That is one of the sunnier spots. Same thing with this, because I don't remember what these are. So I'm hoping. Tree leaf. There's the cherry tree. This apple dropped all its fruit a few weeks ago. That's what can you see it? You squish them. I just killed another, I think. Yeah, here we go. I killed another lanternfly. That one's still alive. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, now he's dead. Yuck. So, potatoes. There's potatoes all throughout this side. Do onions and potatoes like each other? Well, they don't seem to hate each other anyway. It's been really, really dry this year, except when it's too wet, and then it's really, really wet. It's supposed to storm again tonight. It looks like I need to cut the seed heads off the lovage because that's going bonkers. This appears to be the only surviving of the little mini tomatoes variety from my garden that have been reseeding for like a decade and a half now. So I'm hoping this will do really well this year so that I can still have them. I'm gonna try and get them trained up through the trellis. Got quite a bit of Virginia creeper to deal with back in here. This whole section, after I moved this, it gone a mess, but really good pollination on the flowers that did take on this particular elderberry. This elderberry, oh jeez, that needs pulled. Boy, oh, I need to dig back in here. There's a lot of weeds. This elderberry is gonna hold its ground no matter where I put it. It's the Reservoir Survivor, Pittsburgh Reservoir Survivor variety. I have 3 varieties of elderberry here. Pittsburgh Reservoir Survivor, Katanning Beast, and Katanning Wimp. And that Reservoir Survivor one, I put it in a jug of water when I cut a branch off when I moved it. And that rooted fully, just sitting on the porch with no help at all. So I feel like no matter what I do with that one, it's going to do well. I'm just curious if it's going to end up being verifiably fully native, because I'm not positive. The other place I have it is back here, and there's a lot of elderberries up at the top of that too. Since the year the neighbor cut my hazelnuts, which are everything shy of the elderberry, I haven't seen more nuts on it. He cut the nuts off and that year, and it was pretty tall. And I've been sad to see that it's not made a comeback since, so it's kind of frustrating. See how big these get? This is the blackberry. And this is why I put up the trellis that's taller than me. I missed the fact that there's a lanternfly on this, though. Let me kill it first. And then put this up there. Because I'm kind of tired of this suckering. So I don't want them... Oh, geez, sorry about that. I'm like pointing you every which way trying to get this done now. I don't want that suckering. I want it growing up into the tree, honestly. So that the fruit is up. Because it'll build a fence. Because they do little archways otherwise. Got a lot going on over here. Probably need to water all this. But it is supposed to rain tonight, so if I don't get to it, that's okay. The Meoga ginger is doing amazingly. In fact, might take over. Really needs harvested. Look at that. All of these blades of grass-like stuff are ginger. 3 years in. Loves the shade. Can you see how big the apples are too? Aren't they doing great? Good stuff. And then this is wild monarda. Got another jewelweed. Hey, let's go see the view, huh? I hope I've gotten the place where the birds have been finding problems for themselves taken care of. We do have a dust bin set up for them. Didn't leave it for them while I was gone, and it would seem probably I should have, because it would have helped them feel cooler. I also dug them a hole into this cooler spot. But over here, there's like 3 layers of bricks and rocks here now because 2 birds and Gak, I don't know what happened to him. I did not find him, but he's not in there. So I now just have 5 hens. And that's literally it. And I'm very sad about this, but I suppose that happens sometimes. Hopefully everybody can stay cool and not put themselves in harm's way doing it now. We lost Purple Earp. We did lose Splotch. Gak, I didn't find him. But also, I don't see him. So, it's a mess. But that's animal husbandry for you, I guess. I don't know why it's happening. Calico's okay. That's brown brown. We got Goldilocks, brown brown, 2 sparkles, and Calico. So you got a sparkle under here and a sparkle over there. And then we got Goldilocks, brown brown, and Calico. 4 of them were still laying as of last night anyhow, so hopefully all this stress doesn't put them off a laying, but guess we'll see. If I can make them happy enough with the dust, maybe they'll be fine. They've been loving the dust, so maybe I'll push that underneath the clear shelter thingy before tonight, because it is supposed to rain. Since they like it dry. You know how I've mentioned that this is a 12-foot tall flower, the Joe Pye? Well, it's up to the gutter. And that's a young one. The one I kept saying, gosh, I need to move it. Still do. Got one over here that's even taller and is pot bound, but still even taller. See the pot? The pot-bound ones of the echinacea are doing great too. Another couple monarda and an echinacea that's seated next to the pots here. I need to trim up the view because the greenery is getting a bit high. It's going to be a lot of work and probably a lot of ticks. So I do put it off sometimes. Look at the sleepy bee. Little bee is sleepy. There's grapes in here too. I hope I can get at them when they're ripe this time. Another one of these guys. Gotcha. Grapes. They love the grapes. Stupid lanternflies love the grapes. So I gotta keep an eye on them. There's 2 more. 3 more. My bad. 2 different life cycles of them. So, yep. It's been a bit of a struggle keeping everything doing okay, but oh geez. I see like 12 back in there. Just along that grape stem. Ugh. Lanternfly guts all over my hands. Oh boy. Whew. Falling. Did I get him? Thing that snaps is, I think, part of the ash tree, which at the moment is just like a grape support. And another thing that I need to trim. But there's a couple of places I see the lanternflies jumped to while I was just squishing them, so onto that as well. So sorry about that. Did I end up? Yeah. Sorry about that. Whew, the sun is bright. I'm sweaty. It's somewhere between 88 and 90 today, so it's a sweaty day. But I've had a really fun time. I was wild camping, so the shower was really nice. And this is how the garden's doing. So hope you're having a really good day. I'll post a couple of really quick videos from where I was camping. And that way you'll be able to see a little bit of that, but mostly about the plants. Because that's how I am. You know how I am. And thanks so much for visiting the Cliffside. This has been Permaculture. Take care. Bye.